Oh, this is fair as fair. Like I don't understand. Like this is
these
not
are the rules of life.
because the morals. This is how moral I think. I think morally, like I said, let me use the. We've heard of these instances before. Someone like, oh, you know, I found a wallet in the back of an Uber. Uber's most cases more always like an Uber, and they broke you off for like $100 or some shit like that. I'm thinking like as a good Samaritan. If I return, maybe I'm not a good Samaritan, but I'm just saying.
I mean, that's debatable. We'll figure it out when you get to the gate.
Because I probably might take the money before you even try to give it to me.
Now, high key. Now, if you lose your wallet, I might just take like $20 out.
Facts.
If you got $300 in there, you're not gonna miss $20. Like I had to put it in the mail. I had to pay for postage. Like I'm taking the $20.
Good things may happen. But let me tell you, if I came upon a storage unit and there's mad shit in there, like. Because I'm gonna use fair is fair, and you know what? I have a good. This is like I don't understand. Like this really made me tight. I was like, wait, you still came off, and maybe that's greed. Like, oh, you still got 1.2, but nigga, no, I'm down like 6 million. Like I don't understand what y'all confused.
Yeah, and
about.
that's the thing to me. Like it, no.
Yo,
and again, here's the thing, right? I don't. Feel
time
bad
out. Time out.
No, because it's not like they lost it and then you're trying to return it. Like, you had this money, you put it in a storage unit and didn't pay the fucking bill. You don't even you don't deserve this money. Like, that's it. You don't deserve it. I'll do better things with it.
I have a good analogy to that, and the storage unit too. And it's really like my aunt used to buy my great aunt Mildred Hill.
Mm-hmm.
She
used Come on, full name.
Yeah, Miss Hill. She was a plug. You know, everybody got that aunt that got money. I have like 2 aunts. Like everybody has an aunt who didn't get married or they had married, didn't have kids, but they was just like the baller ass aunt in the family.
Oh, no shade to any of my aunties, but I don't think I have any.
Oh, really?
Like
No, I think everybody had like an aunt. No, really? You know?
I mean, I have the aunt that would like buy me things the most as a kid, but she wasn't like the plug. I wasn't like I need college tuition.
No, this aunt I had like on both sides of the family. I had aunts who had like 2 houses in each. And I was like, yo, they like.
Oh no,
facts.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, she used to have this house, and she used to have mad antiques and shit. And when she got elderly to a point in time, she moved out of her home and she moved her stuff into storage. And all these antiques, like her house, like she would go and spend like $500 on like I don't even know how to explain it. Like maybe like some type of marble or like some type of elephant tusk or some shit that like out of your ball.
She didn't need, but was like, I could afford this.
You remember when Michael Jackson was going through that novelty store?
Yes.
My aunt house
vividly.
My aunt house looked like that. My right hand to God, may he strike me dead. So.
Oh well, damn! All right.
No. So when she put all her stuff in storage, like, come on, nobody's gonna go back to get all this shit.
Yeah.
But when she passed away, it was like nobody even thought about it. And I thought about it. I didn't even bring it up to nobody because I just know, like, the answer to it. Like, you lost out. So if you stop paying on it, but I know that stuff costs money. You see it all the time. If you don't pay on that shit, it becomes somebody else's. So who am I to, like, I'm going to sue the storage unit, and I think someone else has inherited that property, and I'm assuming that it was worth money, and they probably came up on at least like a good anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000 worth of stuff. Like, I'm talking ill shit, like, brass, gold, what I mean? Good stuff, shit, to the point where it's like good stuff that you wouldn't even want in your house, like stuff.
And people probably, like, the people that work at the storage place probably don't even know the value of it. They're probably thinking like, oh, this is some cheap, Bobby shit, and it's like, no. This is top of the line.
Yo, let me tell you, I found a chandelier in the garage one time. I was about to throw this shit out. The dude on down my block, he's like, you about to throw that away? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's brass. I was like, yeah, I put that shit right back in the garage.
Yeah, right? You stupid. You better start watching Antique Roadshow.
But this is the thing of, like, the antique stuff. But and to wrap that up in all retrospect, my thing is that, yo, if you fuck up, it becomes somebody else's. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is just the way the world works.
In the words of the great Lauren, you might win some, but you just lost one. And that is just what it is. This will be going home.
But let me tell you something. That's the stupidest game to play, because you really, like, yo, you have $7 million. Listen, if you don't disappear so fast, you go to the airport immediately and you buy plane tickets with cash. How much? I need 2 one-ways or 6 one-ways to whatever tropical island, and I'm not coming back. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to be easily in Aruba for like 3 months.
What the fuck? I'm not going to be sitting around in Queens, Brooklyn, just hanging around,
Especially now with this shitty-ass weather we've been having. Nah, I am out of here.
And let me tell you, and if I am still around, it's not with that money on me. That shit in some offshore account, some shit disappeared, and ain't nobody, nope, I don't got it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nobody.
I blew it.
And that damn sure won't be coming to work. Damn sure. Yo. Speaking of,
Yo, this how you know, like, if black people really, like, I'm telling y'all now.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not coming to work. Like, I'm not.
No, but this is like,
this
is a little bit different because it's not like, this is really, like, I didn't win this type of lotto money. This is like, I found this money. Like, I could. Now, this is type of
really no, I mean, it's a paper trail, but it's not like a publicized paper trail.
But, like, this is the type of money, like, yo, I could die. Like, who money is this? That could be mobster money, anybody money. Like, this is where you really got to get low.
Like the storyline of every 90s sitcom TV show. Because every sitcom in the 90s, somebody found some money somewhere. In a car tire, in a suitcase. Every show, somebody found some money. But, so let me just get this off my chest real quick. So
this nigga found a brick. Yes, we lit.
Not even. I wish though. No, so I just
whoa.
No, so I get very upset. This is this is me channeling very much a white woman. I want to speak to your manager. So, like, let's let Gwendolyn out for a minute. Now, Gwendolyn is just generally my older alter ego, but, maybe it's like Gwendolyn with like an eye in the middle or something. It's a fancy Gwendolyn. But nevertheless, I digress. So I was in Subway's today getting a sandwich, and I don't generally eat Subway's. But I was like, you know what, let me just, carry my ass in here real quick. It was raining. I did not feel like waiting for, like, things to be, like, really prepared. I was like, give me some shit off, the countertop, throw it on some bread, let me get out of here, right? So to say the story in a nutshell, because to walk through every detail is irrelevant, but pretty much this girl was just looking like she was confused as to why I had walked into a Subway's and was interrupting her from whatever the fuck she was doing on the Monday night at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, listen, I have had many of jobs in customer service. I still have a job in customer service, actually. It's not as customer service as some would think, but it's very much pleasing of people. So I'm like, listen, sis, I get it. There are days when I don't feel like coming to this motherfucker, but I do. So here's what I need, right? If you don't want to come to work, just don't come to work. Like, and I understand that work is shitty. I understand that and again, this is not me knocking people that work at Subways, but I get it. You're a sandwich artist. That's probably not the most exciting job. But listen, we've all have had to work non-exciting jobs. However, I want the energy that I put out into the world given back to me. So it was like, if you don't feel like coming to work, just stay the fuck home. Like, I know it's not always possible, but I just feel like I deserve, You get what I'm saying? I'm talking to you.
I hear you.
Because I feel like as someone that has worked many of customer service jobs and has hated a lot of those bitches, not the people at the job itself, I'm just like, you just got to learn when to turn it on and turn it off. And like, listen, me, a black person in America, I get it. There are some days where we're like, fuck all of this, especially for black women. Like, I totally get it. Like, I am on your side. But it's like, when you being nasty to me, it's like, damn, sis, I didn't even do nothing to you. Like, I feel hurt. I feel hurt,
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I feel hurt. But that's not even what I was really going to bring up. But in addition to that, because there's like two ends of the spectrum here, so I don't even really know how to approach this topic, kind of. But I need people to not be so comfortable with me or be so comfortable at work, You ever go in some place and, like, you could tell it's like a nice work environment. Everybody's getting along. I like that kind of stuff. I like to see coworkers joking with each other, because if you come to my job, you're going to see coworkers joking with each other. We do our jobs, but we have a good time, right? So I get in the lift the other day, going to work, running late as usual because what? Black. And I get in the car. It's like 10:30. It has to be to work by 11 o'clock. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, sir, we got to punch it because I got some place to be.
You talking to the driver?
Yeah, but in my mind, because I don't really want to tell them. Like, I don't like telling people how to do their job, because don't tell me how to do my job. So I like to think it, so I just put out the energy of, all right, let's make this quick, fast, and in a hurry. But I'm not going to say that to you because that's rude. Anyway, so I get in the car, and I feel like you kind of jinxed this now that I'm thinking about it, because you did, because we did the podcast on Tuesday, and I think that was either Wednesday or Thursday that happened. But here we go. So I get in the car, and there's Hispanic, maybe Puerto Rican guy in the front seat, put you in the mind of Fat Joe. Didn't look like him, but, same tribe as. So same look, same age, probably like mid-30s. So I get in the car, excuse me, and he's like, Malcolm? I'm like, yes, which is typical lift practice. So I get in. He's scrolling on his phone. I forgot what he was looking at initially, but he was like looking at some like video of like a picture or something in like a group text. And he was like, yo, my cousin shared the wildest thing in this thread, man. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I don't know what to say to you because I just got in this car and we're not friends. So I'm like, oh, nice. So the way the car is set up, it's one of those like vans. So the first seat was down so that people could get in the back. So I sat like in the middle seat, but it's still the first seat, if that makes sense. So I'm sitting like in the middle, so he can turn around and look me directly in my eye. And he like turns around and looks at me for a minute, but like doesn't say anything. But it wasn't too long for it to be weird, but long enough for it to be like, what the fuck was that about? So he like looks at me and he turns back around and he's like, yeah, they share some crazy stuff in this thread. And I'm like, okay. He then turns around, full body, not driving because I don't have any place to be, and he shows me a video on his phone of a woman in the bed who is seemingly naked. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. So
you're uncomfortable. You're out of pocket.
I'm not even uncomfortable because I know what titties and vagina look like, So I'm not like I'm not uncomfortable. I'm just confused as to why this is happening at 10:30 on a Thursday morning. So he shows me this video. He's like, yeah, they share some crazy shit. Look at this. So I'm thinking, at first I thought it was just a picture, like, because it wasn't moving at first, but I guess she was just moving very slowly. Mm-hmm. But the woman is in the bed. She leans forward, and two of her legs have moved. Her other leg, what I thought was her leg, was still there. And I was like, oh, that's not her leg. Oh, that's like a dildo.
Slit.
He then shows me this video of this woman taking easily would look like a 20-inch dildo. And I'm like, sir, now I am not disturbed by this because, again, I've seen porn. Like, this is not unfamiliar to me. I'm not a prude like that. But I was like, I don't understand how that comfortability comes so early, first at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then in general, for me to be in your car and be like, hey, you want to see somebody take a 20-inch dildo? I'm like, where do we draw the line, And I got to work and I spoke to my boss about it, and you know who my boss is. And he was like, are you going to report it? And I was like, no, I didn't feel like it's something I need to report. But I was just like, I am confusion. And I'm like, is this a thing that happens between, like, straight men when I'm not around? Like, I was confused as to what that whole thing was about. So I'm turning to you, friend. As a member and a member, is this normal behavior? Am I thrown off for no reason? Is this, help me?
I want to first say this, that behavior like that is like that's unorthodox behavior in my opinion, because you know what? It's like, how like, it's back to people that never had anything. It's like, yo, why would you just go ahead and put that out there to show somebody for what reason? And I think because I have a little bit of poise and, like, I don't know, some type of, character of how I do things, I don't think I would just go and, like, show something like that to somebody, because I know what you mean. It's like, it's not somebody that like, if it was like, if you were sitting,
like, if you show me some shit like that,
right? Like, I know you like
very much of the same reaction, but I'd be like, why?
But still, like, even if it's like, if it's like your barber, somebody you have like a relationship with, and it's like, yo, son, check this out. I bet, look at this. Like, what that happened to me? Let me tell you. The other day, I was in the gym, and I was like scrolling through my phone, and I was like with one of the trainers, like this dude I've been working out with, but we have like, it's not my close friend or anything, like, but it's like we work out together when we go to the gym. Like, we have the same like kind of schedule when we there, whatever. We work out together, same program. Mm-hmm. So I was like on my phone, like changing my song or whatever, and he like leaned over and he's like shook his head, and I was like, I kind of showed him my phone, whatever. But it wasn't something that's to like me like chatting with somebody and like, or me going through my phone and like trying to get some like show some type of explicit message or some type of explicit video that I had in my phone. I don't think that's cool. Like, if you don't have that relationship with somebody, you don't just openly just do that.